So if we were to write them as triangles, what are the three? So name the first triangle. P. What would be the next side? W. T. Okay. Would be congruent to. Now, if you're going to do the same sides like that, what would be equivalent to P? H. So we start with H, and then you'd go to what? D. Good. And then G. Okay. What's another one? So start at another point. W. T. Okay. If we went the other way, it'd be what? Yep. GH. For those of you at home that are looking, the way she's getting these is if you look here, P is the same as H, T is the same as G, and W is the same as D. So now the only other one we haven't started with is T. So if we start with T, which way do you want to go? W, P, which would be equal to G, D, H. Okay, now if we go down to number 2, which angles would be congruent? A and M. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. And all you're looking at for those is the order that they're in. And you'll do the same thing with the sides. So what would be the sides? What would be the sides of triangle, the first triangle? You would have side AB, right? What would be another side? Good. So that's equivalent to MN. Okay. What would be another side? BE would be the same as. Good. And your last one? Mm-hmm. Or AE, either one. And then what? Good. What this means down here, if you ever see this, just write this a different way. So if it asks you to write a different congruency statement, you just write the triangles a different way. So it'd be like, you could even write it backwards. E, B, A is congruent to P, N, M. Okay. Those of you that are online and the one of you that are in class, we're going to skip number 3 and we'll come back to it. We'll go down to number 4. Okay, so now it's asking what's going to be equivalent to what? So you're going to have to use this up here at the top to figure that out. So good. TU will be equivalent to LM. Okay. SU. Good. It's important that you write them in the order. LK would be what? Flip it. Good. Okay. Angle M would be equivalent to angle. Good. T would be equivalent to L. Mm-hmm. Now, this is tricky. They're trying. It's not tricky, but they're trying to trick you. So if you look at this here, okay, this is saying UST. So that would be this angle here, U to S to T. So if I started at U, it'd be M. Good. MKL. Yeah, because it would go, if you look over here, it's 1, 2, 3, right? So you write it over here. 1, 2, 3. M, K, L. And that's how you would do G and H as well.
So number, so F and G would be the same thing then?
F and what?
F and G?
UST. Correct. Well, no, that would be a triangle. The only difference is this sign.
So it'll be a triangle.
So it'd still be the same letters. If you were technically going to do this, this would have an angle on it. And this, you would just put the triangle. I'm okay with you just putting the letters for now. But on a test, they would probably have the little angle sign or the triangle sign. So then your other one, you'd have T. This is just a triangle, so you don't have to figure out the angle. So TUS. So TUS would be the same as what? LMK. Yeah, so a trick that I was taught when I was in school, write them in order over here. So like TUS, so this would be 1, 2, 3. And then if you just bring those numbers and write them over under this, it's going to give you the order because they'll be congruent. Okay, if we come down here to 5, now they give us actual numbers. Okay, so what I would do first before I even started any of this is I would write in the numbers that we have. So you know they're going to be congruent. So you know they're going to be the same, right? So angle C is going to be the same as what? Y. Okay, so we know that this is 103. All right. CB or BC is the same as ZY, right? So we know that this would be 8. RZ, we know that's going to be the bottom. Good, so this is 15, which leaves 11. Now, how would we find the other angle? So we are missing, we know this one. We are missing M and R. What does a triangle equal? 180. So you would have to do 180 minus 103 minus 45. That's written in a terrible spot. Let's do that over here. So if we did 180 minus 103 minus 45, 32. So we come back over here. We know this is 32. Everything else is simple. So CM is equal to what? How much is it? What's the distance? What's the length that we have? 11. BM would be what?
15.
Good. YZ would be angle B, angle M. Good. And then Y would be good. Okay, so if you come down here in this one, I just want to show you this real quick with 6. So you know that the measure of angle A is 29, right? What would be the equivalent angle to that on this other triangle? Not N. L. So this is 29. Okay. Now, what do we know about this triangle? Based on what they give you over here, what do these 2 tick marks tell us about this triangle? That they're what? Yep.
I don't know.
So those tick marks mean that they're the same.
Yeah, so, wait, okay, so they're both 13 then.
13. Yes. So that tells us we have the sides. So these are 13 and these are 13. Now, do you remember, which means this is 13 and this is 21? Do you remember the type of triangle that has two sides that are the same? Starts with an I.
Starts with an
Mm-hmm.
I.
Isosceles. So you have two of the same side, which is, what's that going to tell you about this angle over here? It's going to be what? The same as the other one. Good. So if that is 29, then we know that the other angle is 29. So that gives us both of these, which would then allow us to find the big angle. Because you'd have 180 minus 29 minus 29, which is going to give you 122.
So what's 122?
Would be X and P. So then XL would be, what's 13? AC would be, good, PC. Okay, and we come over here. Measure of angle L. C. And X. Okay. Okay. Those of you that are online, I want you to try number 3. Post a picture of it for me. And you're good to go for today.